The drive continues on a Monday, and Jensen, I have to be honest, I was taught a lesson in keeping the faith on Saturday night.
Good to know.
I had the Aztecs dead, buried, and was even planning the memorial service. And then this wily veteran head coach goes for two and taught me that the game is not over until it is over. And that wily veteran head coach joins us here, Rocky Long, on the drive on Extra Sports 1360. Rocky, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. How about you guys?
I want to know, between the time Escobar scored the touchdown, or maybe it was even before in overtime, were you contemplating going for two? Did you have an idea you'd do it?
No, in fact, I was contemplating not going for it until I thought that we had played decent defense, that there was a chance that we could stop them, and gave up a play right there at the end in overtime. But then when we scored in two plays, I thought all the momentum was in our favor. And I had to call timeout because our offensive coaches had already sent the kicker into the game. But we got the timeout, and right after we scored in two plays, I decided to go for two.
Rocky, watching your jubilation on the sidelines there, where does that rank up for you as a head coach?
I don't know, but I noticed, though, I watched the replay, and my vertical's gone way down. I think it's about 6 inches now.
Got about as high as the Z in the yellow pages.
Yeah, that's about right.
Hey, what did you make of the new collegiate overtime rules then when they went to it?
Well, it's been in place for quite a while now, and I think it's a good deal. I don't like when people end in ties, and I think it's a exciting deal, puts a lot of pressure on people, makes it exciting for the fans. You know, after three overtimes, you have to go for two, so we might as well go for it earlier.
Rocky, what are you more proud of, the win or the fact that that team, to a man, absolutely never blinked when it became crunch time?
Well, I think I'm proudest of our team's been like that all year. Even the games we've lost, you've never seen anybody panic. You see people, and we might not be playing well, but we keep playing hard the whole time. We keep the faith to the end and try to win it all the way to the end. And this is just a pat on all those kids' back that we're able to do that all year long.
Aztecs head football coach Rocky Long joins us on Extra Sports 1360. Rocky, with as exciting as a victory as it was, still some sadness losing your starting quarterback in Ryan Katz. How's that young man doing?
Oh, I think he's doing okay. I mean, we feel worse for him than we do for us. I mean, I think it's bad for the team, too, because he's had a great year. He's stepped in, being our leader, been playing really, really well. But I think it's even sadder for him since he's a senior in his last year and he won't get to play anymore in college. I think that we feel worse for him than we do for us.
Rocky, you played college football as a quarterback, and you were a quarterback up in Canada as well. The job Adam Dingwell did, and especially when you're called, when the guy in front of you gets injured, and it's like, hey, go warm up your arm, you're going in there. How tough is it to study and practice and keep your head in that, knowing that you may not get the call in the game?
Well, I think he did a great job, obviously, and he doesn't get near the reps the starter does in practice. It's probably 3-1. He even ran some plays in the game that he didn't get to run in practice, you know, so you had to be sharp, you have to concentrate, you have to watch, you have to be into practice the whole time in order to play like that. So he really prepared himself in case he had to play, and obviously did a better job than maybe we even anticipated.
Rocky, Aztecs fans will start to see more and more of Adam Dingwell, obviously, through the rest of the year and through the rest of his career with San Diego State. What are some of the pluses for Adam, and what are some things that he truly needs to work on?
Well, Adam's a big, strong guy and has a really strong arm, runs with the ball well. He's one of the tougher players on our team. He's really tough-minded. He's a great competitor. I think that his accuracy on the football can improve quite a bit, and if we get that done, he'll be an outstanding quarterback.
Rocky, obviously we love the effort from Gavin Escobar, especially in that touchdown in overtime. But talk about that play and the effort he made, a lot on his own to get into the end zone.
Well, that play was similar to the play we ran for the two-point conversion. They're basically the same play, just different formations and a different guy running it. But as you said, you saw his athletic ability and showed that he's going to play at the next level because of what he did after he got the ball. He made a couple guys miss, and then he dove over a guy in the end zone. We scored in two plays. Obviously, the momentum shift by that great play is what made us go for two.
Rocky, what do you take away on the defensive side of the ball? What did your team do well there? Obviously, a very tough runner to go up against Jefferson, but 108 yards is a pretty good day, but for someone who's leading the nation, that's not necessarily up to par to what he's been doing this entire year.
Yeah, well, he carries the ball a lot, and he's a good running back. I thought we played really good run defense. He averaged just barely over 3 yards a carry. I think it was 3.2 yards a carry. We controlled the run the whole day. We even played decent pass coverage. We didn't make enough plays in the pass game, but we played decent pass coverage, and I thought the defense played really well the first half, and then finally got a stop late in the game that gave us a chance to win.
Head coach Rocky Long joined us here on The Drive on Extra Sports 1360. His Aztecs a thrilling overtime victory up in Nevada this past Saturday. Saturday, they welcome UNLV into Qualcomm Stadium. Rocky, we'll talk about it all week on the air. You know, a win gets this team bowl eligible for the third season in a row, which is an absolute great accomplishment. How do you keep the guys grounded and just thinking about you got to go out there and play the game and don't worry about what happens afterwards?
Well, I think that's our biggest concern as a coaching staff. I mean, everybody's excited and happy about the game that just ended. Now, somehow, as a coaching staff, we've got to bring everybody back down to earth, and we're a pretty young football team, and get them to concentrate and prepare for the next game, because the last game doesn't matter anymore. It's the next game that's up that's the most important.
Rocky, possibly the best part winning on the road is the travel, coming home. What was the excitement of that team like on the way back to San Diego?
Well, that's funny, because one of the greatest things about being on a team and being in sports is the locker room after a victory like that. And our locker room for about 30 minutes was one of the most fun places to be ever, and that makes it exciting and it's fun. But we didn't leave the stadium until about 1 o'clock, didn't get on the plane or leave out of the airport till 2 a.m., so everybody was pretty much asleep on the flight back.
Rocky, is that one that you put in your pocket and maybe down the road a little bit, maybe a year, 2, 3 years from now, you pull it back out when you tell a team about, maybe you use that to demonstrate, never doubt yourself and never stop fighting?
Well, you're right, because I think a lot of people, just like you said at the start of this, a lot of people gave up and said it was over and there was no way we'd win. Thank goodness the players and the coaches didn't think that way, or we'd be talking about some other things today.
Rocky, you had much time to watch a lot of game film on UNLV. I know they've had a tough season, but hey, you can never take a team lightly.
Well, I tell you what, they're a whole lot better in their record, especially on offense. They have a freshman quarterback that reminds me a lot of Ryan Lindley. He's a great, big, strong guy that throws it really, really well, and it makes them very, very dangerous because they've got good skill players. They've struggled a little bit on defense, but all of us seem to be struggling on defense, and they're plenty good enough to beat us if we don't play well.
Rocky, when I go to confession on Saturday, I'll tell the priest, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I gave up on my Aztecs, and thank God Rocky Long was there to say you never give up. Coach, like I said, a great, fun football game to watch, a tremendous effort by you and the staff. Good luck against UNLV. Thanks for the time today.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot for having me on.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
There's Aztec head coach Rocky Long as those Aztecs get set to get bowl eligible come Saturday night against UNLV.
I asked him about the ride home, but he said everyone was asleep, and I get it because that was a late football game. And someone gave everyone's eyes allowed to be on it because everything else was done, meaning there was nothing else to compete with watching the Aztecs in a Nevada game. If you kept up with the score, you knew it was going to be a tremendous finish. And I was so happy for Adam Dingwell, and because that was a huge place to step in, not only as a young quarterback, but on the road in a difficult game like that. But I got to tell you, made me laugh out loud in his postgame. Because I'm watching the game as I was back home with some of my friends, and it was actually my buddy's wife who caught it.
What did he do?
He was asked the question just about the victory. It's a very general question, and he said, I couldn't have done it without myself and my teammates. And my buddy's wife goes, wait a minute, did you say myself? And we actually rewound it 4 times. Listen, that kid probably had... His synapses were firing off in so many different directions. He probably had no idea what he said. But I got to tell you, he gave us an exciting victory.
Yeah.
And he gave us a good laugh after the game as well.
He's probably the farthest from a me type of guy.
Right.
Now, if he would have said, I think Adam Dingwell had a hell of a game.
Yeah. If he would have said, I couldn't have done without myself, period, and then stopped talking, we would have known there was a problem.
And he just walks off after that. End of the interview.
Yeah, just throws his helmet in the air. See ya.
It was a great win. Like I said, man, I had him dead to rights. I was cursing and going, what the hell?
Yeah.
I even commented to a buddy I was talking with. I said, oh no. After Escobar scored the touchdown, I said, oh no. He's not thinking what I think he's thinking of, is he?
Right.
Because there was that, you saw Rocky on the sideline with kind of rubbing his chin, and you're like, he's going to go for 2.
I still had a 35-minute drive home, and so I was thinking, I want to see the end of this, but I can't get it on the radio because I'm out of town. I hope he goes for 2. So they either win or lose, and I know the outcome because I got to get on the road. So thank you, Rocky.
There's a reason he's the head coach of the Aztecs, and there's a reason I'm sitting here saying I'm sorry for doubting you.
If you can't play, you coach. If you can't coach, you broadcast.
Absolutely. Drive continues after this.
On Extra Sports 1360.